Hello and welcome, Mrs. Spice.
Oh, give us some more life.
Yeah. So I am Chris.
I'm Angela.
And we're glad to have you. And this is the final part of the mental health segment, part 3. And one thing we want to kind of break down, I'm sure all of us may know a lot about this. So we talked about the health part, and that's just keeping a balance of things in your mind, how you think, and your emotions and feelings, and keeping things in check. That's your job. That's what you do with your health mentally, and making sure you stay on an even keel.
You got to.
Yeah, not all over the place.
Exactly.
So that's something we all have to do. But the difference is, because people say, well, what's the difference between when we go into the realm of mental illness and mental health? Well, we talked about it a while back. Illness is the extreme. Now things are becoming extreme in something. And it could be, somebody's sad, extremely sad. Now they're going into depression. And then there's the illness. But what about disorder? Well, it's the description of the extreme. So somebody start it's almost putting a name to the extreme of something. So if you're a person that's extremely was in a traumatic situation, and it was and they're all over the place and unbalanced. They could say, okay, this person seems to be overly anxious, so they may have a mental illness. Well, the disorder could be PTS, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome. So now we get into a disorder. It's the form of mental illness is the description of a disorder. So they kind of connected, but not exactly the same. And when you start getting officially labeled with the disorder, then that's when you start getting into the legal system. Because you could, it's something you have to get local governments involved, and it's so on and so forth. So all of them are real deal, very serious things. But that's hopefully that kind of makes sense.
That does make sense. And just as you mentioned before, it's very important that you keep that under check and watch by a professional. I should say watch, or make sure that you go to a professional, making sure that you are okay, making sure they're, monitoring you for those types of disorders. Because I would say this, when a professional is helping you or treating you for these things, they are helping you to have a better life, a better well-being, which is what we were discussing earlier in our other 2 segments about the well-being. Mental health is making sure you're good, that you're living a balanced life. So that is very important.
Yeah, that's why we think about from a military standpoint, especially in the earlier wars and stuff like that. They didn't understand tons about it. So you would have people come back with what I was talking about, the PTS and things like that. And at the time, they didn't know it was, that mental illness and mental disorder, all that wasn't established. They started getting established as things like that come up. And what happens is the body does interesting things to cope. Or not cope if it's really bad. And so why those certain disorders pop up. Like somebody, I give an example, another one that's connected to, someone mental health is out of check, it becomes a mental illness. The disorder of this extreme mental illness, so let's say somebody their mind is so messed up by things that was said or done to them, or just what they have allowed to affect them, they may have an eating disorder. It may be, something bulimia, which is a form of bulimic, which is a form of the disorder. So those are the things that's connected to stuff like that.
I want to, and also to add to that, you have the body, it's like people, some folks with that type of disorder see their body different than what we see it. Like they see something totally different. They could be very skinny, but they could see a really fat person in a mirror and they think that they're fat. So that is a disorder caused on by the mental health issue or the mental illness. So yeah, so that is that's very interesting. Because no matter what you say to the person, they see what they see, and what you see is what you believe. For most folks, what you see is what you believe. So yeah,
and it's very difficult to even convince them. So, but of course they have to go. All of these people, people with something like that would usually have to go through therapy, and therapy is just to focus on that specific issue.
Yeah.
When someone is in therapy for something, because a person could have, let's say that bullying issue. There's somebody say, "Oh, well, stop doing that." That's not that easy.
Right.
So you would have to go to a specialist to help you mentally and physically stop doing it, and over time get the mind right, get this focus, and it may require between therapy and medicine and all those things. And that's pretty much how it works for just about any of those disorders. The goal is hopefully, if it full recovery would be you're not taking any medicine, you're in a balanced place, and you don't have illness issues that can lead to a disorder.
And I also think too that when a person is in therapy for this, even though they better, let's say they've made improvements, they still would have to watch that for to me, it would seem for life. Just like a person that's an alcoholic or a person that's on drugs that have had a issue with with that, you're gonna have to always for life watch that. You don't want to think, oh, I'm cured, or that I don't have to, because it's happened. You want to make sure you're doing tune-ups or check-ins with your specialist and make sure that you are still good mentally in regards to, because anything can trigger. There are triggers. We talked about triggers too. So a trigger could be something major that happened in your life that could bring those back. A change in your life. It could be it could be anything. I can name so many things that it could do that could trigger you to fall back into that.
That's right. I was going to say too, just before I forget, the information that we've been getting and talking about is referencing. It's from a lot of websites, and we've talked about it on our website, but what you heard me say earlier and Angela was talking about is from the World Health Organization. So if you want to just go to the World Health or WHO.com, World Health Organization, either .com or .org. .org, and it is right there. It starts giving you the differences. It's very helpful information. I suggest that anyone, if you have a time, go check that out. And it is, it gets even into the, like I said, the legal part of it.
Yes.
But it's one big thing that's important to do, even though you may be good, it helps you notice it for friends and family and people you care about. So certain things you may notice are little signs you may notice. If you guys can, try to address it early, it can prevent a lot of issues. If it's something beyond that, start looking at avenues of how you can be helped or assist. And there's different levels of that. Some people may definitely go to a professional that you can decide. This is all what you have to decide. There's no one way. Some people just try to get more social with their surroundings and people, and then some people may seek spiritual help as well. So people just seek all kind of different things that they believe is going to help them mentally.
Yeah, and also what would definitely help is you just doing your research and find out all that needs to be known about the illness, whether it's for a loved one or yourself or anybody that if you're curious. I would just look up the illness and find out what you can, and also what can help as well. And whatever things you want to try to kind of help you throughout your journey, just make sure that you're including that specialist to make sure that you're not doing anything that's gonna hinder. Because some people write different books. They're not professionals, but if it's something you see and somebody says, oh, let's say you see something on social media that somebody say, magnesium helped me for this, because I have this disorder. You need to check with your physician, not only with the person that you are seeing a specialist for whatever mental health issue you have, but you also probably need to check with the physician itself to make sure that you're not going to intertwine with any medication that you're taking. you watch things on social media and people say they're healed. You don't know whether they're healed or not. They could be trying to get likes or whatever, or and their body may be different than yours.
Right.
The chemical imbalance or whatever. You don't want that to happen. So make sure that you're careful about trying new things, trying new supplements or medication or whatever.
That's right. You can have a reaction.
Yes.
And even if it's just little things, the best thing, if it's like, I know it's nothing, sometimes I just have little things. Talk to somebody. Talk to people you trust. Have conversations, people that'll listen, and just have that. You want to try to, because that's how you check. You check things. You keep yourself balanced. Oh man, I had a rough day, and somebody that'll listen and just help you kind of keep your balance. Because holding things in and not checking something or not taking anything going on with yourself or others seriously can lead to things going haywire if it's not addressed.
Yes.
So, just be able to have those conversations and tell people, just keep an eye out for everybody. I think it's beneficial, because you guys know there's so many stories out there. I don't even want to get into how crazy things are. And
I was just thinking about that when, just as you said that, I think our minds are connecting.
It's all connected,
because in this day and time, we're seeing more disorders, a lot more. You're hearing about them on the news. You're it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So it's so important that I'm glad that we have a month to discuss it, or to just give attention to that, because it's so important. People need to know what to do. Some folks don't know what to do. They don't know where to start, and it's important that you get help, because you don't want to be at a place where where it's just hard, what I'm saying, where you feel like there's nothing that you can do, or where you're in a place where you're affecting a lot of folks, and it could be better. You could be better, things could be different, you could be happier if you get the help that you need.
I agree with that. I was just thinking about it as like a video game. If you just let things go to waste, and it goes crazy, it go haywire, and it becomes an illness and a disorder. I think about when we was young, they used to have the big old video games at the malls, tons of them. And some of your favorite ones, once in a while, or ones that's been there for a while, when you see it, they have this sign that when it's not working, it's out of order. And you don't want to be in a position where you're kind of out of order.
Exactly.
Sometimes some of them games, when I saw the out of order, I was like, oh, okay, that game, that's not coming back. That's it. Like the next thing I come is not only it is out of order, and then I come back and the game has been replaced or it's gone. So I'm not saying you'll be replaced or gone, but I'm just saying you don't want to get to that point where you're out of order.
Right.
That's why it's so important to like a pencil, stay sharp.
Yeah.
Keep working on yourself and figure out how to fine tune yourself to be better.
Yeah. Also know you are important. Don't think that you're not important. You're important.
You are somebody.
You deserve to be in a place where you are feeling happy.
Yeah.
We know we're not going to feel happy 100% of the time, but you should be where you're not, in a very bad spot constantly. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Consistently, like in a bad place mentally, in a bad headspace. You should be in a better headspace.
Yeah, you have to be creative about it too. We're not telling you to pull happiness out your. Think of ways, like me and Angela. Sometimes we have to think of ways to be creatively, find things that we like to do or want to do. Sometimes switch things up, with going to picnic or going to get something to eat, certain things. But you can't sit on your thumbs and say, well, just happy, happiness is going to come. I'm going to wait for this happiness now.
Mm-hmm.
But just like anything else, you have to work at it, and you have to want it, and you have to mentally believe and put yourself in that space. Or we can make a choice not to.
Yeah.
Some people may say, well, I can't control it. It may be harder for others. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that. Some people, everybody's different.
Yeah. So
somebody can do it. He's like, oh yeah, man, whenever I want to, I just do this and I'm good. Some people just like that. They just got like that. Your average person may not. And then the person that has even more struggle is going to have to be putting in more work. Like, I really have to try hard. It's tough. I'm sad. I get down. It doesn't take much. I've had so much craziness in my life. Or sometimes I feel this way and I don't know why. Okay, you understanding all that and acknowledging all that actually is going to help, because you understanding yourself better will help you say, okay, now I got to put in some work, maybe and get a little help from friends, family, professional, whatever I got to do, because I'm willing to put in what it takes to find my happiness.
Exactly.
Find my peace, my joy, and those things.
Exactly. Because I can tell you some of the things that help us is walking. We walk, we notice a huge change when we're walking regularly. Now, when we take a break, let's say, even if it's a few days, our body like, hey, what's going on here?
Right.
It's like you miss it. That's one thing. Exercise helps. So when you are looking at what ways it's going to help you, make sure that you list things, or let's say your specialists give you a list of things that will help you with whatever disorder or mental illness that you're going through. Just try them, and try them in your way. Like Christopher said, everybody's on different levels. So when you, let's say that they advise you to, let's say, walk. We're not saying run, or let's say exercise. We'll say exercise in general. Okay, I can't do the gym thing. They'll say it's too much stress for me. I don't want to be around people, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's say you buy some equipment for your home, or if you go walking, maybe you have a friend that you can walk with, or you have somebody you can walk with, or you have a place that you feel safe in that you can walk, or you have a treadmill you can walk. Just try different things, different exercises. Like, there are so many things that you can go and do, a list of things that you can do. But I'm just saying that's an example of the variety of things that you can try. And don't shoot anything down until you try it, So hopefully that'll help.
Yep. Of course, too, you are what you eat. So how we eat, what we eat can help us as well. And I know what certain foods I enjoy, certain foods I don't so much enjoy. And I've known that, like, certain things I can eat in the moment, man, it just, and then some things that I eat or eat too much of, I'll be like, yeah. So those things can actually change your whole style of thinking. Yeah,
and on another level, what's in the foods, the chemicals that are in the foods. I know I don't have a degree to tell you about all those chemicals that's in but
degree back though.
And I know nobody could, those names. What's funny is, why is it that they have to have those long names that you can't even pronounce? You can't pronounce what's on the package of some of the stuff. It's like, what is that? It's like, it's so confusing. Like, okay, glucose is sugar. So, some things that you can pick out by the keywords, but you have to make sure, look it up and look at what it is, and look at what it does to you. So that is important. I've been actually making a goal to try to replace some of the stuff that we have. I know I can't do it all, but at least if I replace some of the items in my pantry and in my refrigerator to like a non-GMO or organic type food, the body can process that more, which means that your mental health or your mental health will be better. So, because sometimes those chemicals, I can give you an example, sugar. Some experts have called sugar a drug. They say the drug, sugar.
Sugar.
Is stronger than some of the other narcotics that's out there. What? Yeah, because it's hard to. Well, what you have to do with sugar, because the sugar is processed.
That cane sugar.
I'm talking about the processed sugar. Let's talk about the sugar that's really just not natural. The unnatural sugars.
Okay.
So I can tell you this: when I decrease my sugar intake, I feel better. My body reacts differently. Certain things that I can tell you this. I can handle my days better when I'm managing my sugar and managing what I eat better. The more natural the foods are, the better, because your body is digesting it and it's using it and then going. I actually seen just recently, okay, I know some people gonna be like, why she had to bring that up. Okay, Ramen noodles versus a natural noodle. They show the process of it going through the body, and when it gets to the end,
you said Raymond,
Ramen. Those,
I have no clue how it's pronounced. I heard somebody, either you or somebody, say Roman.
Yeah, I did. I think I was saying
I have no clue. So y'all know, because I have no clue. You tell me, so y'all know what we talking about.
Yeah, so when those noodles went through the body, and at the end, when this goes through your stomach, digesting, we talking about digesting the foods. When the foods digest and processed and sent through other parts of the body to be used, those ramen noodles was still at the bottom. It was just as though
okay,
digested it. So your body don't know what to do with that. Your body don't know what to do with that. The food. And I'm telling you, even animals and insects know when the food's real. So hey, just keep in mind that, guys.
It's the same.
Yes, I'm telling you. But they did show of noodles that were not processed noodles. Let's say they're more natural noodles. The body recognized that it was a noodle.
You only see them going in. Got you.
And it showed that noodle was digested, like parts of it was digested. It was processed through the body. But those ramen noodles stayed intact. I mean, they were not. Like the body's like, what is the, they kept moving it through the intestine and it was nothing.
Send it down to shipping.
And right?
We'll take it to processing. We don't know.
So
wow.
I'm not going to answer the question of what it looks like at the end when it comes out, but I'm just saying, just keep in mind that, okay, guys, just make sure. And there are labels too where it says non-GMO, and there's another non-GMO project. I think that is. I use that plus the organic labels, even with the snacks with our granddaughter. Because I was like, they talk about the dyes that's in food too.
I was just gonna say, real quick,
go ahead.
Those noodles should have a slogan. We'll see you on the other side. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you said the dye, blue dye number one.
Oh, yellow dye, red dye, all those dyes is in food.
So how they got the number? I guess, is it different colors or different taste?
I have not done research on that, but I know it's not good.
Like one is better or something. Like, oh, this is good. It's got 5 and it don't have 6. Yellow dye number 6 is good. So I don't know. I have to check into that.
Yeah, so I'm just bringing.
Let us know.
Exactly, let us know. I'm just bringing this up because sometimes you got to look at the foods that you're eating. If you're having problems, you're still struggling, take a look at the foods you are eating and do a substitute of that type of food versus the organic or the non-GMO brand. I'm telling you, you'll see a difference, or you may see a difference. But I would do that and do the best you can. I know sometimes those foods, believe it or not, they cost more. But your health is important. So think about where you want to invest it in, where you want to invest your money in as far as food and your well-being.
Yeah, natural is important. So like we know pineapples, when you cut them open, they have more of a yellow color. They don't have dye, so that's a natural yellow. So that's natural, healthy to eat. But like Ed was saying, something that you like, how did they make that color? What? Just so it can look aesthetically pleasing. That's when you look like, no.
Yes.
If possible, it's easy. It's look, natural food. We know in some cases I've seen cost more.
Yeah.
So that could be somebody like, man, that might be. I'm telling you, man, ramen noodles help me in the crunch. And so I do what I gotta do. And that bologna, Bologna, yeah, man. That, those sandwiches. But yeah, well, that's why I say if you're able, or if you're ever in a position to, your health. I mean, if you're trying to save for the future and money for the future, and you making food decisions, I ain't gonna try to tell you what to do. But don't you want to live to appreciate whatever you're saving? So at some point you're like, all right, let me adjust this. Because at some point, no matter who we are, how strong our body is, our body will let us know, like, I can't do it no more. You gotta go to the doctor and find out what's wrong now. So if you can stay away from the processed stuff, the homogenized stuff, and the stuff with the funny names like Angela said, and color stuff, it's gonna, in the long run, it'll be beneficial. It's gonna help you feel better, and it comes back, because if you get your physical good, it'll definitely help make it more easier to deal with your mental challenges and stuff like that. Me feeling good, me being healthy, me going outside and being active and walking, and I feel good physically, that's already a step in the right direction for me mentally.
If not, do it for that. Some people are concerned about the weight loss, but I'm telling you that mental health, you got good mental health, or you have balanced mental health, or for the majority of the time, we're not saying every day or all the time, because we are going to have little setbacks. You are going to really see the difference. It's going to be very beneficial for you. So if you're out there just walking, just to be in a peace of mind, just have that peace of mind, just to take your mind off your day. I'm telling you, you out there in nature, and or if you listen to very positive, motivating, information, or are you listening to the birds and the bees and the water trickling down?
Yeah. It is relaxing.
It is relaxing, and that is very important. So,
how many of y'all seen the waterfalls?
Yeah.
Man, that's just nice. And you go take pictures by it, the sounds and stuff of the water. It just can adjust you. It can just change you. And it just make you, like, if you listen closely to my voice, you should be getting sleep.
She's sleepy.
All right. Yeah. So,
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, guys, that's we're happy to do the segment of Mental Health Awareness Month, and we hope you guys enjoy our segments. Hopefully it encouraged you to make some changes in a positive direction. It's helped us as well. I know some things that I want to do for my mental health I've incorporated, and it's helped me big time. So I would say this: your mental health is priceless. Take care of it.
Yeah, take care of yourself and each other. Yeah, it's important. It helps. It helps keep peace with people around you and stuff like that.
Yeah, you thank us later.
Yeah. So we're gonna. This is the end of this segment on that, and we're gonna. You guys, if you have any ideas of things you want to hear us talk about, we will do that. But it'll be something different next week. Be a surprise. But hey, this is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
And this is the Spy. Give her some more.
Give me some more.